Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into a word that sounds like it was pulled straight out of a really intense legal thriller, interrogatories. I know, it sounds super complicated, maybe a little intimidating, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll see it's a powerful tool with a surprisingly simple core.
So let's just put it out there on the screen. Interrogatories. What on earth does this word, which honestly sounds like it belongs in a courtroom drama, actually mean? Well, you might be surprised by just how simple it is.
Yup, that's it. Seriously, at its heart, that massive, formal-sounding word just means written questions. All that legal jargon, all that complexity, it just boils down to two simple words. We're going from intimidating to totally understandable, right here.
Okay, so of course, it's not quite that simple. You can't just send a text message and call it an interrogatory, right? These are formal questions used in civil lawsuits, think contract disputes or the fallout from a car accident. The power here isn't in the fancy name, but in the strict legal rules that give these questions their teeth. And here it is. This is the phrase that changes absolutely everything. Under oath. This is the game changer. Answering an interrogatory isn't like just dashing off an email reply. It's a sworn statement. Lying isn't just a fib, it's perjury. And we're talking about serious, potentially go-to-jail consequences. That's what gives these simple written questions their incredible power. So the logical question pops into your head, right? If you have a tool this potent, a way to literally force your opponent to tell the truth in writing, why not use it relentlessly? Why not just bury them in a mountain of questions? And here's the strategic twist. The legal system knows exactly how powerful these are. So to keep them from being abused, it makes them a limited resource. You don't get an endless supply. You have to be smart. You have to be strategic. Just to give you a real-world idea, many court systems will limit you to a set number. And sometimes it's as few as 25 questions for the entire case. That's it. All of a sudden, every single question has to carry some serious weight. You just can't afford to waste a single one.
You know, this whole idea of scarcity, it forces a complete shift in how you think. They're no longer just gathering information, you're playing a strategic game where every single one of those, say, 25 questions has to be a calculated move. And this scarcity creates a huge difference between how an amateur and a pro might play it. The common mistake? Getting all excited by this new power tool and just bam, firing off all your questions right at the beginning. But the expert? Oh, the expert plays the long game. They hold back. They wait for the perfect moment. But why wait? Well, there are a few really key strategic reasons. First, you save them to nail down those final nagging details just before trial. Second, after you depose someone, question them in person, you might realize later, oh man, I missed something critical. Well, an interrogatory is your golden ticket to ask that one last vital question. And finally, you save them for those little nuggets of fact you simply cannot get any other way. So this all leads us to a much smarter game plan. Step 1, and this is huge, know the rules for your specific court, what's limited and what isn't. Step 2, use up all your unlimited options first. I mean, why use a precious resource when a free one will do the job? And finally, step 3, when you do pull out an interrogatory, you use it with surgical precision. Ultimately, it all comes down to this single powerful idea. Every question is a valuable asset. Every question has to have a purpose. Every single one must count. So, I'll leave you with this little thought experiment to chew on. Imagine the entire outcome of your case is hanging in the balance. You have one question left in your arsenal, one shot to get an answer under oath. What would you ask? What piece of knowledge would be so critical, so absolutely essential, that you'd save your most valuable resource for that one perfect moment?